Welcome to Keep the Faith Ministry News. Pope Francis, the head of the Anglican Communion and top Presbyterian minister, together denounced the criminalization of homosexuality on Sunday and said gay people should be welcomed by their churches. The three Christian leaders spoke out on LGBTQ rights during an unprecedented joint airborne news conference returning home from South Sudan, where they took part in a 3-day ecumenical pilgrimage to try to nudge the young country's peace process forward. They were asked about Francis' recent comments to the Associated Press, in which he declared that laws that criminalize gay people were unjust and that being homosexual is not a crime. South Sudan is one of 67 countries that criminalize homosexuality, 11 of them with the death penalty. LGBTQ advocates say even where such laws are not applied, they contribute to a climate of harassment, discrimination, and violence. Francis referred his January 24 comments to the AP and repeated that such laws are unjust. He also repeated previous comments that parents should never throw their gay children out of the house. Quote, "To condemn someone like this is a sin," he said. "Criminalizing people with homosexual tendencies is an injustice. People with homosexual tendencies are children of God. God loves them. God accompanies them," he added. The Archbishop of Canterbury, Justin Welby, recalled that LGBTQ rights were very much on the current agenda of the Church of England, and said he would quote the Pope's own words when the issue is discussed at the Church's upcoming General Synod. Quote, "I wish I had spoken as eloquently and as clearly as the Pope. I entirely agree with every word he said," Welby said. Recently, the Church of England decided to allow blessings for same-sex civil marriages, but said same-sex couples could not marry in its churches. The Vatican forbids both gay marriage and blessings for same-sex unions. Welby told reporters that the issue of criminalization had been taken up at 2 previous Lambeth conferences of the broader Anglican Communion, which includes churches in Africa and the Middle East, where such anti-gay laws are most common and often enjoy support by conservative bishops. The broader Lambeth Conference has come out twice opposing criminalization, but it has not really changed many people's minds, Welby said. The Right Reverend Ian Greenshields, the Presbyterian moderator of the Church of Scotland, who also participated in the pilgrimage and news conference, offered an observation. Quote, "There is nowhere in my reading of the 4 Gospels where I see Jesus turning anyone away," he said. "There is nowhere in the 4 Gospels where I see anything other than Jesus expressing love to whomever he meets. And as Christians, that is the only expression that we can possibly give to any human being in any circumstance." The Church of Scotland allows same-sex marriages. Catholic teaching holds that gay people must be treated with dignity and respect, but that homosexual acts are intrinsically disordered. Quote, "We are on the very verge of the time of trouble, and perplexities that are scarcely dreamed of are before us. A power from beneath is leading men to war against heaven. Human beings have confederated with satanic agencies to make void the law of God. The inhabitants of the world are fast becoming as the inhabitants of the world in Noah's day, who were swept away by the flood, and as the inhabitants of Sodom, who were consumed by fire from heaven. The powers of Satan are at work to keep minds diverted from eternal realities. The enemy has arranged matters to suit his own purposes. Worldly business, sports, the fashions of the day, these things occupy the minds of men and women. Amusements and unprofitable reading spoil the judgment. In the broad road that leads to eternal ruin, there walks a long procession. The world filled with violence, reveling, and drunkenness is converting the church. The law of God, the divine standard of righteousness, is declared to be of no effect." Counsels for the Church, page 64. This is Keep the Faith Ministry News. Thank you for watching.